Do you ever tell yourself that, it's okay, fine, I'll get started tomorrow, only to find that your goals, your progress, your personal development and changes in your life just seem further and further away with each passing day? In this video, I'm going to show you why delaying your progress by even one day can really stifle any kind of success going forward. And I'm going to show you the science as to how procrastination hijacks your brain. And by the end of this video, you're going to have science-backed strategies to begin to get started, get some momentum, and make real progress on your own personal development in your life. You see, procrastination may seem fairly harmless, but it gets you stuck in a feedback loop. You see, your brain just wants to keep you safe, just wants to tell you that it's safe to wait. And unfortunately, if you want to make meaningful change in your life, you can't wait. You can't put it off to tomorrow. You have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring. Heck, you don't even know if you're going to have a tomorrow. Plenty of people won't. And plenty of research shows that chronic procrastination leads to higher stress, lower life satisfaction, and worse performance in many, many areas of your life. This habit is really, really damaging. And the thing is, the more you do this, the more you will end up doing this. Your brain starts to believe that it's okay to wait. It's okay to not take action. But here's the thing. Believe it or not, it doesn't actually take a massive amount to really begin to chip away at this. And it's what psychiatrists call a progress principle. Just one small action, like an avalanche really, just one small movement to the top of the hill can lead to all of this stuff happening and falling down the hill. It's the same thing with your life. One small action, one small step can have a knock-on effect that's huge and really can begin to make that progress happen, even though it starts small. Even better still, that small action doesn't even need to be perfect, but it does need to be done. You see, procrastinating over and over just gives you stress. You procrastinate so much to the point where you begin to fall into regret for not having taken action. You punish yourself, it can reduce your self-esteem, can even lead to some chronic mental health issues, and it becomes what's known as a self-perpetuating procrastination loop. And it really isn't helpful. But like I said, just making a small start can begin to chip away at this, because once you take that first step, oftentimes the next step becomes obvious and you begin to realize it's not quite the mountain you thought it was going to be. You may have heard the phrase, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with just one single step. You see, neuroscientists explains why this happens. The prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for planning and self-control, really struggles to wrap its head around big tasks and big steps and serious progress. Meanwhile, the limbic system, which is all about comfort and stability, wants to try and keep you where you are to maintain a status quo. And this is often why procrastination feels good in the short term, because you're not stepping outside of that comfort zone. You're staying right where your limbic system wants you to be, which is comfortable and stable, even if it isn't making progress, and even if it actually isn't that easy a life. It's manageable. Your limbic system is used to this and is trying to keep you where you are. It's trying actually to keep you safe. Effectively, it's saying, oh, I don't know, this new thing you're trying to do doesn't look so good to me. Perhaps it's just better off that you sit still, not do a great deal. We'll keep you comfortable. And sadly, giving into this means that you're not actually making proper progress in your life. So how do we begin to tackle this? Well, like I said, just starting with one small, simple action. What can you do today that's going to make a difference tomorrow, and so on? Even if it just takes you 5 minutes. Even, you want to write a book, for example, just start writing. Even if you only write a single paragraph, you've written more than you had done to that point, and you've made a start, but you've also begun to tell your subconscious, this isn't nearly as painful as I thought it was going to be. And that's the core message that we're trying to get across here. Taking that little step. Tell your subconscious, this isn't actually painful, despite what you've been telling me. In fact, your subconscious has been lying to you that this isn't actually that comfortable. It's not actually that difficult. Just making that start is the key first thing to do. So let's go through a few actionable steps that you can get to grips with starting today. And I've already covered the first one, and that's take a step, start small. You may have a big thing to achieve. It could be about losing a load of weight, getting fit. Could be a massive challenge if you spent your life sitting on a sofa. It could be improving your relationships. Again, that's a mountain to climb. It could well be just getting a better job and starting a business, whatever it is. What can you do today? What small step can you take to begin to make things better. Ignore your subconscious, and I know it screams and shouts really, really loud, but just do one little thing. And then when you've done it, make sure you give yourself that mental pat on the back. I did it. Say well done to you. You're going to need it. Another really useful thing to do is to break down this task into micro deadlines. Is there something small that you can do that you'd like to get done, if not today, then tomorrow or the following day, that's only just a few little things to do? And like I said, it could just be as simple as writing a few paragraphs. A whole book can be written in a paragraph a day. It'll take a while, but eventually it will get done. You might not notice it, but just a few hundred words a day. I wrote my book, didn't write it all in one chunk. I wrote a section of it every day for however long it took me. It wasn't easy, it took time, but I gave myself that reward. But I did set myself a deadline for doing it. Well, actually somebody else who led me to a challenge to set a deadline for doing it. But the key thing is this, I set a deadline. And every week I'd got a certain amount that I wanted to get done. And I have the same thing in my life right now. What do I want to get done by the end of this week? And the good thing about micro deadlines is that you're taking small steps, putting a time on it, and then you're taking those small steps. You're not trying to go from here all the way over to here. You're just trying to go from here to here. Next step is here to here, and so on. Because this will take care of itself if you just keep doing this day in, day out. Now, we've got another good thing you can do, and it depends on you, depends on how you feel about this, and that's public accountability. Tell someone that this is what you're trying to do. Now, I recommend that you tell someone you can trust. As someone who is not just going to blow smoke up your skirt to tell you everything that you want to hear. You need somebody who's going to hold you to account, because there's no point in just telling somebody who's just going to keep telling you, yeah, well done, well done, well done. You need somebody who's going to say, well, hang on, you said you were going to do this. You haven't. What's going on? And the good thing about that is that you will be more motivated to get it done, because your brain will fear the being held to account. And this can be very, very strong for many people. Being held to account is a big, big deal for procrastinators, especially if that person holding you to account is going to say, come on, sort yourself out. This is what you promised to do. Now get on with it. And the final one is to make sure that you reward progress. With every little bit every step you take, every little progress you make sure you give yourself that pat on the back. And if you manage to get a big chunk done, remember going from here all the way over to here, then make sure you reward yourself in some way. It could be, going out for ice cream, something as simple as that, saying, I did this. But make sure you cling to that feeling, that reward. You want to get your brain's serotonin levels rising, all of those happy success hormones every single time you make progress. The more you do this, the more your brain will want this. The more your brain will want this, the more motivation you will have to take the next step and the next step and the next step. Make sure you reward yourself. Make sure you give yourself that pat on the back. Say, well done, I did this, I've got this. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So, what is it that you're working on? It'd be great to hear from you. Write in the comments below. Remember, you don't have to start with big chunks. Start with something small. As James Clear in his book Atomic Habits says, make it so small that it's almost stupid to say no. It's almost impossible not to do. And I recommend his book. I'll put a link in the description below. But give yourself that little step. Start small and work from there. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this more tomorrow. I'm going to do some more tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. Doesn't matter how small, every step forward, no matter how small, is a win. Treat it like a win. So remember, procrastination is bad news. Chronic procrastination can lead to all kinds of mental health issues, but it starts and can be changed and can be tackled with just one simple thing. And the cool thing is, you get to choose what the one simple thing is. You get to choose. And then it's your level of commitment. Holding yourself to account, rewarding yourself when you do well, and keeping track of your progress. You can do this. I believe in you, because I've been there and I've done it, and I was the world's worst procrastinator. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe. So I know that this can be done, and I know loads of other people have done it too. I've encouraged others to get on with this, and they're seeing good stuff in their lives. You can do this. Take that first step and keep going from there. So thanks a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one.